But the fight to be made right now is with my son. Everybody knows that he's a ticket seller right now. And after this fight with Triller, he's gonna be on top of everybody. And there's no, like Floyd says, oh, we the A side. No, you're not gonna be the A side. We're gonna be the A side because we're gonna do at least close to 2 million fucking pay-per-view buys.
How do you get 2 million buys when even, Canelo and Manny Pacquiao, they haven't been able to touch? The reason why is because we bring in a big platform. This is different. You understand? We have Jennifer Lopez, we got Maluma, we have J Balvin, we have maybe Karol G, Anuel. We're still digging into getting all these performers. Triller is not gonna invest their money, not knowing what the hell they're gonna do. I think it's gonna sell out. I think it's gonna sell out, and I think we're gonna do better than the Logan Paul and Floyd Mayweather bullshit.
Bad news, Teofimo Lopez may not happen in August, may be combined with Oscar De La Hoya's fight versus a UFC fighter. Find out about all that and more in this video. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Make sure you smash the like button. Listen, I drop the illest content in boxing. If this is your thing, you love boxing, I drop daily content, the latest and greatest boxing news, pre and post fight breakdowns, Ego Weight Watchers, live streams. It's a great time. Share the video, hit the thumbs up, like the video, and stay tuned. Hit the subscribe button. You can also hit the bell notification icon so you don't miss a thing. Subscribe to the channel. We working. Now, Oscar De La Hoya is trying to do a comeback, and he was initially supposed to come back July 3rd. Now they're saying it's September 11th, 9/11. Rest in peace to all the people who were affected by that tragedy. Lance Pugmire of The Athletic, link in the description, it says, there's nothing like Oscar De La Hoya fight week in Las Vegas. I'm told the intent is to make his fight September 11th as big can get in a bout at the Las Vegas Raiders Allegiant Stadium against Vitor Belfort. So he's fighting a former UFC fighter who's retired, and that's the latest. It says here's Oscar De La Hoya saying he wants to fight Anderson Silva, Floyd Mayweather after his comeback bout. Leonard Ellerbe, I made a video about that. He already ex-nayed that and said that will not happen. Now here's the other part that was very interesting. The report says, and don't write Teofimo fight versus George Kambosos in pencil, or don't write it in pen for August 14th. I'm told that barring no health setbacks, that there's a likelihood that the fight gets added to the September 11th Oscar De La Hoya Vitor Belfort card as well. What a weekend leading to a big Raiders home game in Las Vegas. My thoughts. So for starters, like this reporter says that there's nothing like a De La Hoya fight week, but that was probably when he was actually actively fighting. We have no actual data points to suggest what kind of crowd he generates and what the energy will feel like for De La Hoya fighting. He hasn't fought since Pacquiao. And, let me see when that was. He hasn't fought since the Pacquiao fight, and I know that was like the early 2000s or something. So Oscar De La Hoya hasn't fought the Pacquiao, boom. 2008, wow, and it's 2021. So, there was kind of a weird take saying there's nothing like an Oscar De La Hoya fight week from the reporter, just based on the fact that we don't really know what De La Hoya's fight week and a comeback 15 years later after he's been inactive, been in and out of rehab, and a lot has changed. Had the issue with Canelo, just a lot of stuff has changed. But in case you live under a rock or don't subscribe to my channel, which you all should be doing, Teofimo Lopez was supposed to fight George Kambosos. I was looking forward to that fight, and he posted that what I just had on the screen, and he says, you all heard the news, I have to withdraw from the fight due to the Rona. Some people, including Mayweather Promotions Leonard Ellerbe, as well as Gervonta Davis, who's fighting this weekend, come back on the channel. We will do the Boxingego watch party like only I can do, BWP, this Saturday about 6 p.m. Make sure you guys be there, be square. But some people, including Tank Davis and Leonard Ellerbe, believed or surmised that Teofimo was not being truthful and Triller, in fact, pulled the plug on this fight, and they used the Rona as kind of a scapegoat to explain away why the fight was not to commence. And I'll be honest, I've said the same thing on my channel, that it looks highly suspicious and very fishy how it all played out regarding Teofimo Lopez. You want to know the reason why? Sure, let me show you. So Teofimo believed after beating Vasily Lomachenko in a unification that he was the man. He's like, I beat Lomachenko, y'all said I couldn't do it. So his confidence and ego, no pun intended, shot through the roof. And he was feeling himself like, yo, pay like you weigh, blah, blah, blah. Bob Arum had a contract with him and he was signed to a certain minimum. Teofimo and his dad and his manager, David McWater, they didn't like the minimum. They're like, nah, after beating Lomachenko, the bag should be greater. So Teofimo put up a fit, and at one point it looked like he was beefing with Top Rank as to try to get more money. Teofimo said, I'm gonna let it go to a purse bid. We're not agreeing to that. We want more money. I'm the unified champion. I got all these belts. I beat the guy you said I couldn't beat, blah, blah, blah. Triller, before, and keep in mind, this is before they acquired some of the things that they acquired. Now they have acquired Big 3, Ice Cube Basketball League, and now they've acquired things like the Versus battles, Timberland and Swizzy, we're not done, right? They've done those things after, but at the time, they were just getting into boxing and they were trying to work on their programming, and they believed that Teofimo was, you know, the next coming of Mayweather or whatever the case was, and that the boxing world would all get behind him. But according to Leonard Ellerbe and other people, Tank Davis, they're saying the tickets in Miami weren't selling. Miami is not a fight town. Miami is a beautiful crowd, and they'll go out for something that's flashy, like a concert, more so than a boxing event, you know what I mean? And at the end of the day, I do believe that the tickets probably weren't selling like they thought they would sell. And the thing is, Teofimo is a great showman and speaker. He gets on the camera and he says this and that, but men lie, women lie, numbers don't. Teo and his dad, they do the rounds with the media and get behind the camera and say whatever, but at the end of the day, to convince people to pay top dollar for your fight, that becomes something different. It gets to a point where it doesn't really matter what you're saying. So did those tickets really sell in Miami? I don't know. Like I said, Leonard Ellerbe and other people believed the answer was no. So for me, the reason why this looks sketch is because they did this little press conference for the Kambosos fight. Kambosos was ready to go, and he said he was devastated that the fight was now being canceled. And in essence, long story short, they were overpaying Teofimo based on, if there is a lack of ticket sales, they're overpaying Teofimo for this size fight. So the trouble with that is the particular wage that they said that they could pay was $6 million plus for this type of fight. So I think they really and truly, Triller, they listened to Teofimo. They knew he had just fought on ESPN against Lomachenko, and they thought him having all this hardware would equate to sales. And again, this was before they had Big 3 and Versus battle and some of their other content. So right there, you see on the screen, it says $6.2 million that was going just for the main event. That's a high price to pay if he's not selling tickets like that. So could the Rona be a cop-out? You know, let me know in the comment section. It did. He waited till Tuesday and then that's when it was announced that he failed a test with the Rona on Tuesday of fight week. Plus, he would have been competing with the Showtime card, which is cheaper, $11-13 for Showtime, cheaper than a pay-per-view. Now they're talking about combining Teo's pay-per-view with Oscar De La Hoya. So it just sounds, a bit sketch. And here's the other thing is, when have you seen a fight on pay-per-view where the co-feature is they're paying this type of money for the co-feature. So I don't know the vision with Triller, and it's just like they're like doing what DAZN did and blowing money fast. It's like BMF. They blowing money fast. When have you ever seen a co-feature that was like $6 million? If I'm not mistaken, Canelo's baseline pay to fight Floyd Mayweather when they fought was $5 million, $6 million. Of course, he made a ton more on pay-per-view, but his base fee at that point in 2013 when they fought was about $5 or $6 million. So that was for Canelo, who had been built up on Floyd Mayweather undercards. And if Teofimo is not selling in Vegas, in Miami, it just sounds weird, bro. That's just, long story short, it sounds real weird. It sounds extremely weird. How did you go from him being a main event to him being on Oscar De La Hoya's undercard? Because he has Rona? That don't sound weird? Let me know in the comment section if that sounds weird. So he had Rona, and now you switch the whole state that it was supposed to. So it lends credence, in my opinion, circumstantial evidence to what Tank Davis suggested and what Leonard Ellerbe, and he's a promoter, so he might have an inside source that let him know, you know, because keep in mind, Floyd Mayweather and Mayweather Promotions that he was just involved with, they pushed Teofimo's date out from Miami too. So that was a lot of action and traction in Miami in a concentrated period of time because Floyd Mayweather fought Logan Paul. So he might have a great relationship with the Miami people and people with the venue or something like that. And this is just a bad look because T.O. moved out of the way for Floyd Mayweather Logan Paul exhibition. And then Leonard Ellerbe and Tank said he don't have no damn Rona. This is a different reason he wasn't selling no tickets. And then now they're talking about putting it in Vegas at the Allegiant Stadium, a $6 million fight after he amended his deal with Top Rank. Something smells fishy. He just signed a new contract, an amended version of the contract for $2 million. I don't know. Something about it sounds fishy. You know, if he was, because let's say he was selling great in Miami and then he really got the Rona, why don't you keep it in Miami? Why are you thinking about putting it on a De La Hoya card in the Raiders Stadium if Teofimo was selling all these numbers? His dad says he's going to sell 2 million units on pay-per-view. It's looking mid. Use my link in the description to get TubeBuddy, an awesome browser extension to help you level up your YouTube content. I've been using TubeBuddy for years and can help you too. Click the link in the description. Sign up for TubeBuddy. Also subscribe to this video or to the channel using this video, the subscribe button below. Share the video. Check out some of the other content. You should like it. Let me know what you think of this Teofimo situation. As always, hate, comment, and subscribe. Till next video is Ego. Sign it off.